Man's greatest concern is to know how he shall properly fill his place in the universe, and correctly understand what he must be in order to be a man. Rules for happiness: something to do, someone to love, something to hope for. Love is a matter of feeling, not of will or volition. And I cannot love because I will to do so. Still less, because I ought. I cannot be necessitated to love. Hence there is no such thing as a duty to love. Better the whole people perish than that injustice be done. Feminine traits are called weaknesses. People joke about them. Fools ridicule them. But reasonable persons see very well that those traits are just the tools for the management of men, and for the use of men for female designs. Dare to know. Have the courage to use your own intelligence. There is something splendid about innocence. But what is bad about it, in turn, is that it cannot protect itself very well, and is easily seduced. Look closely. The beautiful may be small. Marriage is the union of two people of different sexes, with a view to the mutual possession of each other's sexual attributes for the duration of their lives. One who makes himself a worm cannot complain afterwards if people step on him. But only he who himself enlightened is not afraid of shadows. Act in such a way that you treat humanity, whether in your own person or in the person of any other, never merely as a means to an end, but always at the same time as an end. Dare to think. Through failures, one becomes intelligent, but the one who has trained himself in the subject so that he can make others wise through their own failures has used his intelligence. Ignorance is not stupidity. I had to deny knowledge in order to make room for faith. It is a duty to do good to other men, according to our power, whether we love them or not, and this duty loses nothing of its weight, although we must make the sad remark that our species, alas, is not such as to be found particularly worthy of love, when we know it more closely. Give me matter, and I will build a world out of it. All our knowledge begins with the senses, proceeds then to the understanding, and ends with reason. There is nothing higher than reason. Nothing is divine but what is agreeable to reason. All false art, all vain wisdom, lasts its time, but finally destroys itself, and its highest culture is also the epoch of its decay. We are not rich by what we possess, but by what we can do without. The reading of all good books is like a conversation with the finest minds of past centuries. Thoughts without content, are empty. Intuitions, without concepts, are blind. Settle for sure, and universally, what conduct will promote the happiness of a rational being. Space and time are the framework within which the mind is constrained to construct its experience of reality. There must be a seed of every good thing in the character of man, otherwise no one can bring it out. Dignity is a value that creates irreplaceability. Now, then, is perfection to be sought, wherein lies our hope, in education, and in nothing else. Without man and his potential for moral progress, the whole of reality would be a mere wilderness, a thing in vain, and have no final purpose. The death of dogma is the birth of morality. The more we devote ourselves to observing animals and their behavior, the more we love them. On seeing how greatly they care for their young, in such a context, we cannot even contemplate cruelty to a wolf. Two things fill the mind with ever-increasing wonder and awe, the more often and the more intensely the mind of thought is drawn to them. The starry heavens above me, and the more Allah within me. For peace to reign on earth, humans must evolve into new beings who have learned to see the whole first. In all judgments, by which we describe anything as beautiful, we allow no one to be of another opinion. Genius is the ability to independently arrive at and understand concepts that would normally have to be taught by another person. He who is cruel to animals becomes hard also in his dealings with men. We can judge the heart of a man by his treatment of animals. The busier we are, the more acutely we feel that we live, the more conscious we are of life. Have the courage to use your own reason. That is the motto of enlightenment. The desire of a man for a woman is not directed at her because she is a human being, but because she is a woman. That she is a human being is of no concern to him. Enlightenment is man's emergence from his self-incurred immaturity.